think that's the worst I've ever found the annex. Those guests straight away are banned. It's changeover day in our annex. I thought I'd bring you along to see how these guests left it. One of the things we found running our Airbnb is that the parking always seems to be a slight problem. Let me just show you. So our drive is narrow at the top and then it widens, so you can get about 4 or 5 cars in here. Now we found when we set up our Airbnb that people just kept parking in the wrong place. So we'd say park on the right so we can park on the left. They just park in the middle of the drive and we block them in. So we put up a sign that says guest parking space that's on the right. I've now bought another sign that says private parking, keep clear there for our spot. It's been a while since we've ended up blocking in a guest because yesterday they, despite telling them in the instructions to park on the right, they just parked right in the middle when we were out. So we came back, found that they'd just parked right in the middle and we blocked them in. I don't know, I feel like it would be common sense to look at the drive and think, someone else lives here. I will not park in the middle because I'll block them in. I did message them to say, do we need to move? Do you need to get out tonight? And I heard nothing. The next morning they popped round, knocked on the door, asked if that was our car blocking them in and could we move. But we had a few little bumpy bits with these guests, I would say. When they booked, they messaged to say could they arrive early in the morning to drop off their stuff and leave their car because they were going to the Mid-Devon show and they wanted to get a taxi, which is normally fine, but we had guests staying the night before, and with that drive issue we can't just let them park in the drive. They could end up blocking in the guests are staying the night before. They can't get into the annex because the guests are still there. So I said the earliest they could drop off their car was 12 o'clock. Heard absolutely nothing from them, so I didn't know what time they were going to turn up. Anyway, they didn't turn up at 12. We went to the Mid-Devon show, came back and found, obviously, we were going to block them in. No response on any messages. I don't know, if I was a guest I would at least respond. But anyway, I've got a kind of vibe from these guests and let's see how they left it. There's something outside the property that makes me already guess what this is going to be like. So there's a random can out. I'm going to guess this has cigarette butts in it. Yeah. I mean, good that they're smoking outside. We've had guests smoke in the property, which really annoys me because I have to close the place when they do that, and that's an immediate ban. So at least he or she was smoking outside. The bin is right there. Just put it in the bin, mate. Anyway, let's see how this is looking. I mean, this is fine. I'm going to have to switch this throw out. This is why I have this on here, because people have ruined this sofa and I couldn't get the stains out. So I've now got this because of that reason. This looks fine. Oh, how nice. They've completely mangled one of my ornament things. That's a really nice thing to do. I'm going to have to see if I can try and fix that. Like, why would you do that? That's so disrespectful. I don't understand that. They had a kid with them, so maybe they just let the kid just do whatever he wants. That's maybe, I know it's a small minor thing, but I think it's just not respecting people's things and just thinking that it's okay to mangle stuff. There's some rubbish and some washing up. I don't care that much. I just wouldn't do it. Whenever I see stuff, I always think, well, I would clear up after myself, but not everyone's like that. Some people are just like, well, I'm paying, so I'm going to leave it however I like. But this looks fine. I mean, they've tidied the beds. Like, that's pretty decent. Yeah, this looks neat. They clearly let the kid mess around with this. And then there's a board game on the floor. No damage done. Well, aside from obviously that ornament, but just tidy up after yourself. I know that seems ridiculous, but like, just tidy up after yourself. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But I have seen this place far worse than this and smelt far worse than this. I think I'm just annoyed about the ornament. I'm going to see if my husband can fix that because it was a nice thing and they've just let their kid clearly mess around with it and scrunch it into a ball. But at least let me know, like drop me a message and say, sorry, I didn't realise he had it and he's broken it. I'll replace it for you or something. But no, just left it there all mangled. So I'm going to get this cleaned. Show you what it looks like afterwards. A bit of a transformation, hopefully. I think that's the worst I've ever found the annex. those guests straight away are banned. The cleaner's done. I didn't show this on video because it's a bit gross, but in the blue bedroom that looked very neat, as I said, lifted up the duvet, found that the undersheet was covered in wee and blood, like all over it. Luckily it hadn't soaked through onto the mattress because I have a mattress protector, but yeah, those sheets are binned, ruined. I was contemplating banning the guests just because they broke stuff and just didn't treat things with respect, but finding those sheets, that's a straight ban on booking.com. So I selected that they left dirty linen, and then I put in there was blood and wee all over the linen. Now, just means I ban them so they can't stay here again. But there is an option for booking.com to follow up with it, but I didn't really see the point. It's just some linen, easy enough to replace. Like, I don't want the money back for that. It's just more, I don't want them staying here again. Not had that in a while. I found poo once. When we first opened, someone had pooed all over the bed. But not seen that soiled a sheet to that extent. So that was pretty disgusting. But anyway, let me do a walk around so you can see how it's looking now. I've brought it back up to standard. So this is a living room. Replaced the cover on the sofa there. I always have two because the amount of people that ruin or get food or mud or whatever all over that happens quite often. So I always have another one available. Bathroom was fine. Like, to be honest, I was half expecting that to be disgusting. It's fine. Once I've washed the floors, I just need to put that down. So I haven't washed the floors yet because I wanted to do a walkthrough, show you how it's looking, and then I'll wash the floors and leave them to dry. So left out dishcloth and things like that. Then the guests have got tea and coffee pods. And then in the fridge, they've got milk, bread, jam and butter. So this was the bedroom where the incident was. So that's all clean, checked the mattress, it's all good. Luckily that protector was really good. Put on a new protector, so that is all fine now. And then this room, to be honest, was fine. The kid had spilt like chocolate milk all over their side and they clearly tried to hide it. I just clean up after yourselves, it's not difficult. But yeah, so that was all right. And then I had to wash the windows because he clearly been like messing around with the windows and there was dirty handprints all over it. So I had to give that a clean. So done, that took me about 3 hours, which is quite a long time, but that's because I kept discovering things. Lovely things that people do. But yeah, so they're a ban. Broke stuff, then didn't tell me. Let their kid like just destroy things and then left the most soiled sheets I've ever seen in my life. The joys of running an Airbnb, it happens. But they're banned, they can't stay here again. Simple as. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I wasn't expecting to make this today, but as soon as I walked in and saw stuff, I thought, actually, it's time for a YouTube video. Show what happens sometimes. Looks all okay on initial look around, and then things come out the woodwork and you discover all sorts of stuff. But anyway, hit like and subscribe, comment below if you are an Airbnb host and things that you've discovered doing a changeover, but hopefully the next video won't be so gross. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching, bye bye.